Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hello. Hello. Oh, Callum, how are you? Oh, good to see everyone. Hi, Holly. Evans. Jackie. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Good to see everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi. We see some new faces here. Oh, Stephanie, I hope your brother's doing better. Great to see everyone. Hi, Bridget. Hi. All right. All right. Good group of people. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I need to make Sarah, because we've never figured that out. Sarah, do I need to make you? We didn't say that, but I will. And I'll make you a co-host, Sarah. There you go. Okay, so Sarah's going to make sure the chat is enabled, and there are Q&As happening. So hi. Hello, darling. So Sarah's going to make sure the chat is enabled. She's going to get that going so you guys can chat and tell us everything. And then, oh, there it is. It's enabled. Thank you, Sarah. We appreciate you. Hi, everyone. Perfect. Okay. And then we will go over here and we will put her back over there. Okay, awesome. Sorry, you guys. You know, it's been we've had some issues with Zoom. They've changed a lot. So that's the way. Okay, so we're here to talk about pitching yourself. There's not one way to do things. That's the first thing I want to say. There is not one way to pursue your acting career. There's a lot of different ways. And I think, you know, we were talking about this morning on the mastermind. The mastermind is where our clients gather together twice a month as a group. And all of the coaches were on there. Besides myself, we have four other coaches at Actors Fast Track, and they were on there giving great advice. But one thing, I mean, I've always talked about the other ways to get acting jobs, and I've always talked about that. But I think that now more than ever, we are seeing that there are a lot of other ways to do acting jobs, to get acting jobs, that it doesn't have to be agent, casting director, producer. Like, you don't have to follow that way anymore. And the thing that you need to understand about that is that one thing that I really realized in the last 10 years of running this business is that the only people that know what Spotlight is, or Actors No Access is, are actors, casting directors, and agents. Directors, producers, and writers have no idea about what that is, or what the rules of our business are. So if you're feeling like, you know, I can't cast, I mean, I can't pitch, that's against the rules, I'm not supposed to do that. I want you to understand that they don't know you're not supposed to do that. They just don't understand that. They don't know that. It's not that they don't understand it, they just don't know it, right? And so if you are pitching to someone and you're right for a project they're doing, they're gonna say, hey, because they are more powerful than the casting director, right? They're more powerful than your agent, if you have one. The producer is the most powerful person as far as where the power structure lies. So if you're pitching to a producer and you're exactly right for his project and you build a relationship with him or her and you pitch to them and they like you, they make the choices. So I just want to say that because we talked about that today, and I've been thinking about that a lot because some of you may know that I was stitched by a casting director on TikTok. You know, she's really mean, by the way, and she has 50,000 followers. Here's the thing. I just want to say this. We have, as actors, you guys, we have to stop listening to people that are mean. We are the most that don't like actors, that look down upon us. We need to start making decisions for ourselves. I mean, one of my major goal in life is to change the way you do business, the way that you approach your business, and also to give you your power back, because systematically it's been removed from you. You've been told, you just stay over there. You're a dumb little actor. You don't know anything. And I mean, you might not have been told that directly. I have been. But if you stay in this business long enough, you'll be told those things. But basically, you know, you stay over there in that corner. We're like the abused wife, and we take it and we actually follow people on TikTok or Instagram who are mean to us, who say terrible things to us. Don't do this. If you want to be, you know, haven't you ever gone to an event where there's like a row of casting directors or gone to a casting workshop and they could be care less about you and they're there and they're telling you everything you're not supposed to do? I'm done with that. I don't want you guys to have to deal with that anymore. I want you to know what you do have power to do, what actions you do have to take. And they tell you you don't have any power. There's nothing you can do about that. Yes, there is. There's a lot you can do that you've been told not to do. So I just want to say that because I'm thinking about this a lot. I want to give you your power back. I want you to understand that you are the CEO of your own business, and it's your job to go out there and look for work. Stop looking for an agent, start looking for an acting job. So that's what I want to tell you to do. And I want you to feel good about what you're doing. And I want you to be proud of what you do. And I want you to stand in your value, because so many times as actors, we don't, you know. Oh, sorry. I mean, like, my God, you know, we give the craft service people more power than we have, right? And something that one of my coaches said today, I think was really important. It's like, remember that you're an actor. So if you're lacking in your self-belief about sending that pitch video out or pitching to someone, and you're like, you're all trapped in like, I don't know if it's going to be good enough, and I don't know, and all of that. Remember just to fake it till you make it. You're an actor. Act like you believe it, right? Until you really believe it, right? 6 seconds of courage will get you a lifetime of happiness. 6 seconds of courage will get you a lifetime of happiness, right? So Brené Brown said, integrity is choosing courage over comfort, right? So if you're not a little scared, then you're probably not doing what you really need to be doing. So let's talk about what is a pitch. And some of you guys have been to all 3 of these webinars that I'm doing. And so I want to continue on the conversation, and I definitely want to answer your questions. So if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A. But I'm going to break down what a pitch is, okay? So a pitch is something you should be doing every day. A pitch is a way that you talk about yourself as a product. It can be general. It can be a general pitch. So I'm going to demonstrate a general pitch. Hey, I'm Valerie Hubbard. I'm the boy of Ballsy Broad who will take you through the fun house. I play that woman that lives across the street from you, but when you see me coming, you turn off your lights and pretend like you're not home. My credits include Castle, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., How I Met Your Mother, Resident Evil Extinction, True Blood, American Horror Story, and pretty much every Disney show. I would love to come in for you. Your work is amazing. I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, thanks. Auditioning for you soon. I'd probably say something like that. Thank you. That's a general pitch. I'm not specifically, I'm just giving you an idea of how to cast me, right? And so remember, as a pitch, for you as an actor, the people that you're pitching to are your customers, right? These people, your customers, are producers, directors, writers, and casting directors. Those are the people that are going to hire you to work, right? All of those people are involved in storytelling. So when you're pitching to your customers, you want to tell them how you fit into the stories that they're telling, right? So I'm the buoyant, ballsy broad who will take you through the funhouse. I could go on and say I'm a cross between Kathy Bates and Drew Barrymore. You know, I play that woman that lives across the street from you. When you see me coming, you turn off your lights and pretend like you're not home. I could give you even a little acting there of that character, right? So I'm telling the person that I'm pitching to how I fit within their story. Now, if I'm pitching to someone about a specific job, it might be something like this. It might be, hey, Chloe Zhao, congratulations on your Oscar. I saw Nomadland twice. My name is Valerie Hubbard, and I would really like to work with you. In Nomadland, when that, I can't remember the name, but I would look up the character if I was doing this pitch for real. That character that talked about when she saw the swallows hanging upside down, that she could die then because she'd seen everything. I could really relate with that because I felt that way when I saw David Bowie in concert once in the rain, and when I went to Africa and I saw the animals in their existence, and I saw a cheetah kill a kudu, and I was like, oh my God, I could die now because I've seen Mother Earth, I've seen God, right? And I've seen what I needed to see as a human, the beauty of the earth. And I really get that those are the stories that you're telling about small people that need to be heard, right? I mean, I'm crying like talking about that, but I'd really love to work with you. Here's my information below. Please call me in for whatever you've got. I don't care. I want to work with you. And that would be a specific pitch. Now, I could even go more specific, like if I knew someone was doing, like, for instance, if I knew someone was doing a movie about a situation and I looked exactly like the person, like it was a real life situation, or I knew that they were doing a movie or a TV show about a book I read and there was a specific character in there that I was really perfect for, then I could pitch towards that. You should do different kinds of pitches. What I would recommend is that you do more of a specific, a general pitch that maybe has some clips edited in it or something like that, that could be something that you would send out as an introduction when you were getting to know a new casting director or a new director, or a new producer, right? So you could do like a general one for that. But you should be pitching yourself a minimum of 5 times a week. Stop looking for an agent, start looking for an acting job, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to be looking for an acting job. And the way to do that is by creating a pitch. Now, this pitch can be done via video. It can be written out. It can be done on a DM on Instagram. It doesn't matter. It's all a pitch. If you are pitching yourself, you as an actor, to a customer, if you're telling them about you, that's a pitch, right? If you're asking for a specific job, that's a pitch, right? So those are the things that I want you to be really, really, really clear about. I have a question. Let me see if I do, and I can answer that for you. Oh no, just a hi, guys. Okay, if you do have a question, please put them in. Okay, great question. Okay, Stephanie put it over here in the chat. Try to put your questions over in the Q&A because I can't always follow the question, but I did see that. Look, if you already have a manager and an agent, no, they don't need to be CC'd in your involvement. But if you have an agent or a manager that's actually getting you into the auditions you want to be getting into, then you shouldn't be pitching to casting directors. You should be pitching to directors, producers, and writers, because agents and managers aren't doing that for you. They're just pitching to casting directors because they're following that one way up the mountain. But if there's a director that you really want to work with, you should be pitching to them, not to casting directors. Because if they're really getting you, if you have a manager and an agent, and they're really getting you in the room, you know, on a regular basis, like 2 or 3 auditions a week for things you really want to be auditioning for, then I'll tell you what, if they're doing that, then they're either one of the best agents that gets called all the time, or they're picking up the phone. And most likely, if they're doing that, they're picking up the phone on your behalf, which means they're pitching you. Most agents aren't picking up the phone on your behalf. So also, when you do have an agent and a manager, make sure you're really clear about why you have both. I don't think there's anything wrong with having both. I've had both in my career, but you need to be really clear about why you have both, because the best CEOs know who's working for them, what they're doing, and when they're going to get it done by. And the thing is, like, if you have an agent or a manager that's doing the exact same job, just clicking and submitting all day long, I probably wouldn't have that if I were you. Just because, why would you pay 2 people to do the exact same job? I mean, if they're not picking up, if they're just clicking and submitting, which 95% of the agents, that's all they're doing, and the managers. If they're doing that, if they're clicking and submitting, which they all are, if they're both doing that same job, which the clicking and submitting is done via an algorithm, so it's done automatically, they're submitting you for the exact same job. It's probably hurting you more than helping you, to be honest. So really be clear and honest with yourself about why you have both. The reason that I had both, and I'll just be really clear about that, the reason that I had both is when I went to look for a manager, I had an agent that wasn't functioning like I needed him to function. And I didn't know what was up. Years later, not a couple of years after that, I found out that he was addicted to methamphetamine. That's what was up. I just didn't know. I just knew something was up. And so I trusted my gut and I went and found a manager. And then I started booking all these TV shows and movies, and the manager was like, you need to get an agent. So then I went and got an agent, and then I had both. And then about a year into it, I realized that they were both doing the same job, and the agent was doing it better than the manager. And that's when I fired the manager. And I'm still with that agent 15 years later. So, right, like, you got to be really clear about who's working for you and what they're doing. I hope that helps. And by the way, if you ever want to talk to me, I'd be happy to answer that. Oh, good. We've got a lot of questions. Okay, that I see Jackie's question. If you audition for a role for something, you can also send a pitch to the producer of the show to watch your tape. Before I'd send a pitch video to watch your tape, I would send a thank you note to the producer or a thank you pitch. So not to watch my audition, but just to say, hey, I just want to introduce myself. I got the opportunity to audition for your such and such show this week, and I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. I loved the script, and I normally don't do this, but I love the script so much. I just wanted to shoot you a little video, so thank you so much. That's probably what I would do, Jackie. I hope that helps. Okay, let me look at some questions. Okay, so I answered that one for you, Stephanie. Anonymous. Often CDs don't like when you submit to them for a specific project, but it has to be a specific role. How can you overcome this when you don't have access to the breakdowns? Okay, so then don't submit to them with the specific projects. And also, listen, you guys, Often CDs don't like it. Really? How much? I mean, I want to just ask you this. How much is it true that CDs don't like things? I mean, the reason CDs don't like things right now is because CDs are being put out of a job. That woman that stitched me, look at her. She's all over TikTok. She has 50,000 followers. The last thing she cast was like 5 years ago. So she's not really casting that much stuff right now, you guys. Right. And I did talk to a lot of my heads of casting friends, and they said she's a nobody. Well, that's why she's on TikTok, you guys, because she's got 50,000 followers of actors listening to her and giving bad advice. I watched her videos. I was like, oh my God, she's so mean. She's so mean, and she's giving that bad advice. The reason casting directors are being put out of a job is because we are in an exponential change in the world. We were already in the exponential change, and then COVID came. And just like Bill Gates said, COVID expedited the exponential change. Look it up. He said it, right? It's true. So when an exponential, we're in the largest exponential change of humankind. The digital age has caused that. That's why there's so many crazy people now and stuff, because it's moving so quickly that if you don't keep up, you get left behind, and people don't like to get left behind. So we're in an exponential change. When you're in an exponential change, the middleman is what gets cut out. So 10 years from now, 5 years from now, our business is going to look completely different than it does now. If I'm a producer and I pay $40,000 for a casting director, that's a line item on my budget for a casting director to come in and cast a movie, and all they're doing is collecting self-tapes. Why should I pay someone $40,000 to collect self-tapes? See, they shot themselves in the foot by not going to Zoom auditions. Some of them did go to Zoom auditions, but like 1% went to Zoom auditions. So all of those people, like the self-tape, I could hire a film student for $1,000 to watch a bunch of self-tapes, and I wouldn't have to deal with the casting director. So we're going to see that job go away. We are already seeing it go away. That's why they're all on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram doing what I'm doing, because they're not making any money, you guys. Right? I'm doing this because I love you, and I am one of you, and I'm tired of watching you give away your power. Right? So be really careful about CDs. Don't want you to do this, because they might also, I've been in I can't go to casting workshops anymore. They're not really that great anymore, but I went to a casting workshop and I sat there and listened to a casting director say, don't email me. If you email me, I'll never cast you. Well, actually, my client emailed you and you did bring her in and you cast her. So when they say something, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. So don't worry about that. You cannot, as a business, you cannot be concerned about whether someone likes or dislikes what you're doing. For you guys that go to casting workshops and write down everything they say, and then you don't do what they say, then you do what they say to do, and you don't email them or you don't send them a postcard because they hate that stuff. Stop doing that. Do you think Bed Bath & Beyond does that? They send a coupon every month to you, 20% for you in America. Some of you guys aren't in America, but for you in America, Bed Bath & Beyond sends you a coupon every month. And they don't care if you're like, fuck you, Bed Bath & Beyond. How dare you send me a coupon? Delete. They don't care. They're not going to stop sending you a coupon unless you unsubscribe. Okay. So send them your pitch video. Now, for a specific role, don't worry about not getting the breakdowns. Don't worry about that. If a casting director is perfect for you, if they cast everything that you're right for, pitch to them about that. Say, hey, hi, I don't know why I can't think of it anyway. Hi, Allison Silverberg. You cast great ABC Family. I'm perfect for ABC Family because I've done X, Y, and Z. And I really wanted you to know who I am because I'm really right for you. And I'm really right for what you cast. Okay. So pitch to them directly because of what they cast and the style of thing, because generally casting directors cast within the same idea, right, of certain things, right? Or if there's a show that you're exactly right for, you can pitch towards that show. I hope that helps. Okay, great. Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. I've been emailing a CD for a major movie once a week for 5 weeks with no response. They clicked on my pitch and they do open my email after I send it. What do I do? Okay, so have you contacted or reached out to anyone else in the movie besides the casting director? Do that. Okay, great. You have. Great. Okay, so keep looking for other people to reach out to. And, as they get closer to, remember, I mean, if it's already a casting director, then it's already, that. But look for everyone in the event that you can. Think of other clever ways that you might be able to do something for them, like maybe shoot a scene that matches the movie, or, something like that, maybe if you want to do that. I mean, I think it's great that they're clicking on you. Again, remember this, that we don't respond to Bed Bath & Beyond when we get the coupon. So there's no reason for them to respond. They are watching your video, which is great. And they are seeing what you're doing. So you are in their realm of awareness. So, keep at it. Keep at it until they tell you not to do it, until they tell you they've made their decision or the role's been cast or they're not interested. Keep doing it. Don't feel like, and make a joke of it. Say, hey, I really appreciate you paying attention to me. And I'm here again because I'd really like to play this role. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. So you can, one of the things, Stephanie, we talked about today in the mastermind is always, when I used to teach acting, I used to say what you mean and mean what you say. And so when you are worried about what to say, oh my God, I'm worried about what to say. I don't know if they would think I'm a bother, or that's exactly what you should say. Look, I was scared to send this video because I didn't want you to think that I was a bother, and I've already sent you 5, but this part is really important to me. So try it from maybe a different angle, and also look for everyone that you can that's involved in the project. Okay. And sometimes you just have to stop, but I wouldn't stop until they tell me. I wouldn't, if I really wanted a role in a movie, I wouldn't stop till they tell me to stop. Did you see, Stephanie, did you see Inventing Anna? And when she went into the guy to ask him for money, she didn't stop, did she? She went back and she's like, yeah, but I'm really right. I can't do her weird accent in that, but look at that scene, because that shows you she was going to buy that building come hook or crook in that show. If you didn't see the show, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But she was determined to buy this building. She had no money. It was all fake. It was all made up. But she went in there and she got that money. She got this guy to give her money. Right? She did whatever she did to take. In different schools on Instagram and Facebook asking you for money, they are scams, correct? In different schools on Instagram and Facebook asking you for money, they are scams, correct? Schools, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Philip, because school asking you for money is, yeah, that's fine. That's not a scam. I mean, I would double and triple check the school and make sure that you really want to work with them. I mean, we charge money to work with us, and we're not a scam. We've helped thousands of actors get the career of their dreams. I mean, and I have the proof of that. But you might not click with me, or you might not be the person for me. And so I would always get on the phone and talk to an individual and do as much research as possible. But no, I mean, a business is a business, and their business is exchanging information, you know, information, product, or services for money. That's what business is. So if they're asking for money, it's because that's how they do business. That's how everyone does business. And so, but make sure you really, really check them. Okay. Now, if an agent asks you for money, no. Clicked. Yeah, I figured that out. Thank you, Stephanie. Hi, Holly. How do you know who to reach out to so you're not throwing spaghetti on the wall? Is it a Hallmark or the directors that direct Hallmark movies? How specific should we be? When you're selling, Holly, you're going to throw, it's not really spaghetti on the wall, but remember this, all sales, all outreaches, all of that is 7 out of 10 times. If you're the very best at it, you're going to get a no. So the answer to that is if there's a project or a show like Hallmark movies, for instance, if Hallmark movies are something that you really, really want to do some research, find out who the major producers are. And I would start with them. If I can't find them, I'm going to go on LinkedIn and I'm going to do a search, Hallmark producers or Hallmark showrunners or Hallmark writers. But you know, there are, what you'll see when you're researching Hallmark is it's the same fucking people over and over again. Generally with like Hallmark, it's usually the producers that are making the decision. So I would probably go there, or I would go to the showrunners. And even if they aren't the right person, you can always make a request at the end of the interchange that says, hey, if you're not the right person, can you pass this on to the right person? I'd really appreciate it. So you can always make that request. I had an actor once, Holly, wanted to pitch herself on a TV show, couldn't find the phone number for the casting director, found the phone number for another casting director on the same floor of the same building, called the casting director, got the casting director to get up, walk down the hall, and give the phone to the person that she was looking for. And she got the audition and she got put on a veil. All right. So always ask for that, right? But know that one of the things, Holly, I know soon at some point you and I are going to start working together. And one of the things that I want you to do before that is I want you to start a no list. So this is what you're going to do. You are going to collect 100 no's, right? And so every time you collect 100 no's in a row, you are going to give yourself a prize. A massage, a pair of earrings you've been looking at, whatever it is, that ice cream sundae, whatever it is that you love, at the end of that 100 no's, you're going to get a prize. If you get a yes before 100, you have to start all over again. I'm going to teach you how to see in America, especially, we don't teach our children to fail, and we should. Because 70% of the time, the best people fail. And so we have to learn how to fail. So what happens with actors is they get a no, right? I've seen this so many times, but an actor will, you know, tell me, oh, I'm going to get this meeting with this agent and he's a friend of the family and he's definitely going to sign me and all that. And then he goes to the meeting and nothing happens and the agent doesn't sign him. This is the actor. Why did he say no? He should have said no. How could he say no? Right? You spend 16 years on one no. So what I want you to do is get into the habit of enjoying the no's, collecting the no's until you get to the yes. So what happens when you play this game is like, you're like, no, I'm going to get that massage. No, yes. I got a yes, right? So we want to switch your brain a little bit to think about collecting no's. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay. What about Amy Jo Berman, people like that? Oh, well, Amy Jo Berman is a casting director that needed another way to make money. So she started teaching actors how to audition. I know people that have taken the class and loved it, right? And I don't think that that's a bad thing if she's giving you, like, if I give you, if you buy something from me and I'm very clear about what you're buying and what you're going to get, and you don't get that, you don't get the time, and you don't get, now I'm not going to make a promise that within it, generally, here's the thing I want you to know, Philip. Your acting career is guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Your acting success is guaranteed. Actors function like it's not guaranteed. So if I told you, Philip, that there was $1 million in your apartment, it was buried somewhere right now, you would tear up that apartment until you found that $1 million. If I told you your career is guaranteed, this is what actors do. Well, I have heard that it's really hard and only some of the people make it, and I might not get it. No, because here's what I've learned in the 25 years of the 37 years I've been an actor, a professional actor. In the 25 years I've been teaching the business of acting, that the problem with actors is if you hear that weird sound, that's my dog snoring. Actors have their acting career, their acting business up on a shelf, right? And every once in a while they go, oh, I really want to be an actor. And they take it off, they blow the dust off, and they work on it a little bit, and then things don't come for them. So they put it back on the shelf and it stays there for another year. But if you actually take that business off the shelf and work on it every day, right? Monday through Friday, you don't have to work on the weekends. Well, you do if you're working. I always work on the weekends now. We didn't used to work on the weekends. But if you work on it every day, your career is guaranteed. And if you aren't getting results, don't throw the game out. Don't throw the career out. That's what actors also do. They throw the whole career. They throw the baby out with the bathwater. How many of you guys have gone to an agent, gotten headshot, and then the agent's like, they're not doing their job. They're not picking up the phone. So what do they tell you? I think you need new headshots. So you go out and spend another $1,500 to get new headshots. Stop doing that. That's not why you're not getting auditions. You're not getting auditions because the agent isn't picking up the phone, and you're not getting to know your customers. They're your customers, not the agent's customers. They're your customers, right? So if you're not letting the customers know who you are, so if you're not getting results, it's probably because you're not reaching out directly to your customers on a regular basis. And if they don't see you on a regular basis, they're not gonna call you in. They have to see you a minimum of 15 times before they're probably ever going to call you in. So if you haven't been doing a regular reach out for at least a year, then you're not going to get any results. But what I see is that most of my clients within 2 years book their first co-star or guest star or series regular. I had a guy in 6 months book a $70,000 acting job, reoccurring guest star on House of Cards in 6 months, right? I had a guy hire me a year ago that had been in LA for 7 years. Nothing had happened. And just this year, in 1 year, y'all, 7 years, nothing was happened. He moved to a new city. He signed with a top manager and he just booked his first job. And he's got casting director that he met recommending him to all these casting directors. He booked a co-star in a regular show, a TV show. So like all of these things are happening now because he started treating his business differently than he was for 7 years. What he was doing for 7 years was looking for the best agent he could get, and he never got that agent. Stop looking for an agent, start looking for an acting job. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Casting agencies in Las Vegas, lots of scam. Oh yeah. Well, again, like Philip, just make sure that you really look at everyone before you make a decision, right? Like research them. Again, I talk about this casting director that's on TikTok. I researched her. It took me 5 seconds. And the thing that I always tell my clients, Philip, is that if you just do that little extra thing, you'll win the game. You will win the game. Let me give you an example. So I had a callback to producers for a Disney show. The role was a 1980s aerobic instructor. That was the role. I show up to the producer's call for Disney, and there's a girl sitting in black workout clothes. I had on a hot pink velour workout suit with a pink leopard headband. When I walked into the room, the producer, who I'd researched, said to me, "Nice headband." Before I even opened my mouth, I booked the role. Right? And that was just taking that little extra time. Another time when I was on the first episode of Glee, right? The script said it took place in Ohio. This is before it was on TV. And I was like, oh, and the line was everything else. One of the lines was everything else is a la carte, right? Well, a la carte. But in Ohio, they say a la carte, right? So in the audition for producers, I said, everything else is a la carte. Ryan Murphy went, ha! He laughed like that. And I was like, I just booked that. Just from taking that little moment to do that little extra thing. When that casting director stitched me, she didn't bother looking me up. She's stupid. That already tells me if you don't bother looking me up, you're stupid, right? And she's got 50,000 followers, which is disheartening to me because all these actors are hanging on everything she says because she's a casting director with like age-old credits. Right? I'm currently doing a job that's going to last for the next 3 years, which pays me $1,000 a day. Right? I can't tell you what it is because I have an NDA, but I'm working every month on this job for the next 3 years. Okay? So I'm working. I'm a working actor. Ask a working actor. And we have to stop taking acting advice from casting directors. That would be I mean, yes, they can tell you what they like about a good audition, but the rest of it, they have no business giving you advice on that. That's my opinion. There you go. Oh, what about the Industry Network in California and the 9 Group in New York? I don't know what those are. I've never heard of them. Again, do your research. Bernadette, I had a recurring guest star role on a popular show. Since then, I've built a relationship with the showrunner through Instagram. Our communication has been very positive towards each other. How do I pitch myself without being awkward? Well, first of all, I don't know that you necessarily need to think of it as pitching yourself. You just need to continue to grow the relationship. Clearly, they already know that you're an actor. Because you were a reoccurring guest star on the show and the showrunner already knows that and you built a relationship through Instagram. That's awesome, Bernadette. Congratulations. Just continue to build the relationship. So what does that look like? That looks like, during the holidays, send them a gift. If they're Jewish, you have 2 major holidays coming up right now, Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, right? Wait till Hanukkah and send them a gift because that's a gift giving time. Send them something or, send them a pretty card, like go out and get a pretty card and say, hey, I really wanted to send this to you, or send them a little Starbucks gift card. I mean, I think when you start to build a relationship with someone, giving them something, always think about what can I give them and how can I serve them, because sales is service. So always think about how I can talk to them, which might be do a little research, see what they're up to, what else they're up to, and say, hey, I saw that you were doing this, and really, I just want to say congratulations and good luck with that. Keep the conversation going and keep building the relationship. Okay, hopefully that helped. Hi, Anna. Should I include my website in the end of my pitch video? My email signature does say my website, but I was thinking if I should add it to the video too. Yeah, no, I don't know about your website, but the thing that we brought up the other day that Sarah brought up, because some of you guys had pitched to a major producer that has that we know that has a big TV show. And some of you guys had pitched to them. And the one thing that he said back to Sarah was, I like the pitches, but I want to see them act. Okay, duh. So one of the things that I thought was a good idea that I said to you, Anna, is like, oh, and you probably want to see if I can act. Let me show you. And then you show them a clip. So that's probably what I would do rather than telling them about your website, because again, you're asking them to go to another location. They've just turned on your video and are watching it. So you might as well put what you want them to see right there rather than making them go somewhere else. Okay. Perfect. Katrina, will my agent or manager get upset if we find out I pitched directly to producer or writer? I don't know. It's your right to do that. And if you're worried about whether someone that works for you is going to get upset at you, you need to change that mindset about the person that works for you. It's your acting career. It's not your agent or manager's acting career. It's your acting career. And you have to, like, my agent or manager would never get upset at me, because if they did get upset at me about something as stupid as that, I would take their head off, and they know that. So they do their job. I pay them. They make money from me. That's the relationship. They always get me above scale, and they deal with shit. Like one time, like this job I did in March, it was like 9:30 at night and I hadn't gotten my call time yet. And I was like, I got to go to sleep. If my call time's at 5 a.m, I have to go to sleep right now. And so I texted him and he was like, I'm on it. And then he found out what my call time was, right? He was like, you need to let her know her call time right now. Right. So that's what an agent is supposed to do, an advocator. But if you're scared about whether an agent is going to punish you for something, you need to change your relationship or fix that, which I'm really good at, by the way, Katrina. So I could help you with that a little bit. And we can talk more about that if you want to. Sarah, will you put your link? Because Sarah's husband's been at CAA for a million years. And if you don't know what CAA is, it's the most powerful agency in the world. And so she can certainly answer any agent question that you have and how to build relationships and who they are. So Sarah's going to, in the chat, she'll put her link to her calendar. If you guys would like to talk to her about what it looks like to work with us. But Sarah's not going to coach you if you're not really... Like, we're not giving, I will answer your questions if you come to events and things like that, but there's a lot of people that pay me to coach them. But I just want you to know that you got to change that. You got to change your relationship. Okay, great. Collie, awesome. That's mindset. Thanks, Val. I see what you're doing. Okay, hilarious. Will I get by without acting classes? I'm more familiar with these workshops. Look, acting is a craft. Do you have to be a great actor to work as an actor? Hell the fuck no. I had a client that many years ago that was very tall and very big, and she was a woman. And I helped her get her branding and I helped her get good headshots. She went out there and immediately she started getting auditions. And she didn't have an agent. She got an audition for a HBO show. And she came over to my house because I was like, she didn't have an agent. She had literally just started and she started getting big auditions. And I was like, okay, listen, you need to come over to my house. I'm going to coach you on this audition. She came over to my house and you guys, she was the worst actor ever. Literally by the end of it, I was like, giving her line readings and telling her how to move. It was just bad. She was just bad. She booked it. Okay. So who am I to tell you, right? I myself am a highly trained actor. I went to one of the best acting schools in the country. I've studied with some of the best acting teachers in the world. I've done all that because I love it, because I love the craft of acting. Do I think that you have to go to acting class to be a working actor? No. If you can walk and talk, you can be an actor. Do I think that you're going to get very far without taking an acting class? Probably not. You know, at some point that will stop you. You know, like taking an acting class isn't just about like acting. It's about like finding a way to work. I mean, this job that I'm doing right now, sometimes they send me the script at the last minute. They sent me a script on a Monday night. It was like monologue, 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 monologue. And I had to shoot on Wednesday morning. And I'm 60 years old. So I was bitching and bitching. And then a client said to me, Valerie, do the work. Duh. I went and did the work. Well, I know what the work is, what that means to me, because I've been in a shit ton of acting classes. So I know what doing the work means to me. And I was able to do the work on my feet, which was good, because when I got on set, of course, they gave me a shit ton of activity that I had to do. I'm a hotel manager. They gave me like, you know, oh, come in. I had to fold a freaking swan, you know, the swans with the towels on the bed. I had to do that. I had to do all this stuff while I'm saying the lines. And on top of it, the casting director, who I'd never met, came in and was watching the scene while I'm acting. So it was a little nerve-wracking. And because I know how to do the work, and because I have a system and a technique, that I survived that. But I've seen plenty of actors choke in big things. And so I think that you have to have a skill set to do the job. You know, I wouldn't hire a plumber to come and replumb my house if they'd never done that before. That's just my opinion. Okay. Who is the CD on TikTok? Oh, Sarah will put it in the chat. Sarah, can you put it in the chat? Where's the chat? Is the chat happening? Yeah. Okay. All right. Right. So Katrina, thank you for saying that. Katrina said, thanks, Val. I'm not scared at all. I just know how hard they work behind the scenes. I was asking in general, not specifically about my agent. Great. So if your agent and manager is working really hard behind the scenes and you're getting a lot of auditions and stuff like that, then you know, they're still not pitching yourself to producers, directors, and writers. And again, it's still your business, right? It's still your business, right? It's still the thing that you are in charge of. So I do think you might not call it scared, but I also think that that's part of what I'm talking about as far as giving actors their power back. Like, if the thought that you have that, even if it's for other actors, I don't want actors to have that thought. I don't want actors to think that they can't go pursue their acting career because they might upset an agent or a manager. An agent or a manager is a commission-based job. Again, they do not own your business. So again, it's even for the newer actors on here, then you know, now, if you know your agents and managers really well and they work really hard for you, and you're not scared of them, then if you're pitching for some project, you're like, look, I am going to do some pitches to that. You know, if you have a good relationships then, and you feel better telling them and bringing them in on what you're doing, then do that. I think bringing them in, the only reason I would bring an agent or a manager in is if I knew there was a project that I wanted to be a part of, and I wanted to get my agents to go advocate along with me. Hey, I'm going to go after this project. Can you go advocate and see if you can get me an audition? Right? That's when you go to an agent or a manager, right? But think of it this way too, Katrina, is they are doing one form of a job where there's many forms to do, right? So they're doing submission, right? And they seem like they're good agents and you feel happy with what they're doing. So great, they're doing their job well, right? They're getting you. So I think that, you pitching to bigger producers about people that you want to work with. And remember this, you might not be asking for a job, Katrina. You might just be saying that, like me with Chloe Zhao. I don't know what her next movie is. It might be a whole black cast. I don't know. But I mean, I could look it up and I could do a little research, but I only can learn so much by the log line that's on IMDb or wherever I Google, wherever it takes me. So if it's a book, I could read the book. But if I'm really inspired by her movies and I feel like I fit in those movies, I'm not going to tell my agent that I'm doing a pitch to Chloe Zhao, because I'm pitching to her because I'm really inspired and I want her to know who I am. It doesn't, and my agents are great. They do a great job. I've had 24 agents and managers in my acting career. My current agent, my theatrical agent, I've been with for 15 years. My commercial agent, I've been with for nearly 30 years. So I have good relationships with my current reps, and they do a fantastic job behind the scenes and they work really hard. So do I. Right? They're not running my business. I'm running my business. I hope that makes sense. Gabby said, I knew it. She's scary. Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, great. She is scary. Am I allowed to ask if anyone has Amy Jo Berman's email? I don't know if they do or not. You don't need her email, girl. You can go on Facebook. She has 500 ads running all the time. You can reach out to her and question her. And the only reason you would want to go to Amy Jo Berman is to learn auditioning. She's not doing a lot of casting, and mostly all she's ever cast really in the last few years is commercial. And I don't think she's doing much casting at all. So she's not really a customer. I guess the reason that you would want to do it is to take her class. And if that's the case, you can just go and find it on Google. You don't need us for that. Although you are a client and we do have a very good database that you have access to, and it's probably in there. She's probably not on there because she really doesn't do casting anymore, to be honest. Oh, thank you, Philip. You're so sweet. David. Hi, David. I've known David for a long time. If I get an in-person call back in LA after an online audition and I'm in New York, do I have to pay for my own flight or they can help me? No, you have to pay for your own flight. One of the things that you can do, David, is you can say, look, can I do the callback online before you buy that ticket? Because I'm out here doing a job right now in New York, and I don't want to come back for a callback if I don't need to. So if you can see me online, would you? So always ask them if they can do that, because for you guys that are in the United States, we have people here that are in other countries. But for instance, don't be afraid if you're in New York, but you're really funny and you want to start pitching yourself to comedic casting directors. Don't let the thing stop you that you have to be local hire. I have a client that during COVID lives in LA, booked 2 co-stars in New York. They didn't know it because remember, they were telling everyone you have to live where you say you live. You can't live somewhere else. Well, how do they know? They're not the FBI, right? So they didn't know. So she booked not 1, but 2 co-stars and flew herself out for the co-star. But again, you can say, we don't have that situation now. So you can say, I'm out here shooting something. Can I do the call back online? If they say no, you say, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do to make that happen. That's what I would do. If I'm booking jobs without an agent, should I worry about getting an agent? That's a great question. Thank you for Karina. So I have a client who we love Don. Is he on here? I don't even know. Hi, Don, if you are. But Don has been directed by George Clooney, starred opposite Christina Ricci. I mean, like, he has a resume, you guys. 90% of his resume, he booked without an agent. Right? And he always says to me, oh, Valerie, my agent never gets me a job. So I said to him, Don, and Don and I are around the same age, and we have been around the same amount of time. I said, Dawn, go where the love is. If you are booking the kind of acting jobs that you want to book right now and you don't have an agent, keep doing what you're doing. If you want something different, you have to do something different. Let me repeat that. If you want something different, you have to take a different action. You have to do something different than you're doing now. Change is the hardest thing for humans, but change is inevitable. And when we're moving up in our acting business, right, we have to take on a new reality. So let me give you an example. If tomorrow I decided that I was going to go on the Oscar track to be nominated for a Best Supporting Actress in a movie, if I decided I'm going to do that, one of the things that I would do is I would go to a few of my high-end manager friends that I know, like I'm really good friends with the manager that took Hilary Swank to both of her Oscars. So I would go to Troy and I would say, hey, Troy, I want to see if I can get an Oscar. I want to go the Best Supporting Actor route. Can you help me do that? Right? I'd like you to be the person that helps me do that. And I would go to those people. That would be one of the first actions that I would take. Because if I'm going to do that, I need a manager in my field that has relationships to help me do what I need to do. And I would also begin pitching and getting to know people. And I would take all the actions that I tell my clients to take, but I would also do that. So like sometimes if people say to me, you know, Valerie, I want to have a voiceover career or a commercial career. It's really hard to do that without having an agent. It's not impossible, but that's harder than a theatrical career, theatrical being TV and film as well, not just theater, TV and film. If I, you know, so sometimes I need that person. So every time, new level, new set of circumstances, just remember that. So if you like what you're getting auditions for right now, and you're booking them, then I wouldn't change anything. I just keep doing what you're doing. If you want to get different auditions or you're auditioning for everything and not booking things, then there's something that needs to be fixed. If you're auditioning for everything and you're not booking anything, your audition skills need to change, or your self-tape skills need to change, or how you do things. And I know people that I can recommend for that, right? I mean, the one thing I always do, like if someone's auditioning a lot and they're not getting any callbacks, the first thing I ask them to do is send me your audition tapes. I want to see what you're doing, right? And so that can be something. But sometimes it requires you just going and turning in a different direction and trying a new set of activities. Okay. I've just been talking forever, haven't I? All right. So I want to say, I'm going to finish these questions, but I do want to say something. I have a challenge starting in 6 days. Monday, the 26th, it starts. It's free. We're going to put the link in the chat right now. Here's what the challenge is. I'm going to teach you how to build a pitch and send a pitch, everything you need to know about pitching over that 2-week period. We will meet every day from 1 p.m. Eastern time till 1:30 p.m. And if you can't make it, we will send you the recording and the homework. So every day I'm going to give you something to do, right? We're going to meet on Zoom. Every day I'm going to give you something to do. And then you're going to do that and you're going to post your homework in the Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, then, you can send it to me. If that gets overwhelming, I don't want you sending it to me if you're on Facebook. I want you posting on Facebook, because when you post it on our I Love Actors Facebook group, which is where the challenge takes place, then you're going to get feedback from all of the coaches, not just me. And I'm really busy, so it's hard for me I have to look at my paying clients stuff, right? I have to go right now and look at some headshots. So we will be giving you an assignment every day, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, the first, we will do a catch-up webinar for all of what we did the first week. If you signed up for the challenge and you didn't really do it, we will give you time to catch up, and then we'll go into the next week. Then, if you would like to actually practice your pitch on an amazing group of customers, so you get to do a 1-minute pitch to an amazing group of customers, then you should join our 3-day event. When you sign up for the challenge, you will get taken to the Game Changer event. The Game Changer event is our 3-day event, the only 3-day event that's designed to change the course of your acting career. It's 3 days, all day long, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. The 7th, 8th, and 9th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. During that event, you will be pitching your 1-minute pitch to customers. So we put into the room casting director, producer, writers, and a lot of people got cast in things last year because of it, because these people aren't used to seeing these kinds of pitches. So Sarah will put the event in the event if you just want to come to the event, but I would do the challenge. The challenge is free. And then, you can buy a ticket to the Game Changer, which is a $47 ticket. I mean, you can't even do a casting workshop for $47. So this is a great deal. And let me just tell you really quickly what's going to happen in those 3 days so you can get an idea. Day number 1, October 7th, we are going to be working on your brand, your pitch all day long. We will have several breakout rooms where you will go into individual rooms. It's a virtual event, so you can join from the comfort of your own home. You will be put into individual breakout rooms with our coaches, and I will be coming through those rooms, and we will be working one-on-one with you on your brand and on your pitch. And literally, that's all we're doing on day 1. We're working on your brand and your pitch. Day number 2 is all about the insides of your business, right? So, selling yourself, hiring, firing, and getting an agent, which will be a good thing for you to talk about on that day, like your relationship with your agent, all what we call systems and operating procedures, right? Like, so what do you do when you get an audition? Like making a list. What's a criteria list? All my clients have it. Like why I take a job or why I take an audition. So we'll be covering the insides of your business. And then we're going to have someone, Mara, we're going to come on and she's going to teach you how to use LinkedIn to move your career forward, because it's something our clients are having a lot of credit with. And then we're also going to be talking about content creation, because now you have to be a content creator, whether you're writing and producing your own movie or TV show, or you're doing TikTok, it doesn't matter, but we're going to be discussing that as well. Then we are all going to have a panel of the most amazing actors that you will recognize that are going to talk to us about how they run their business and how they think of it like a business. And it will be very helpful for you. And then on the 3rd day, on Sunday, we are going to pitch ourselves, right? We're going to pitch ourselves to the customers. Also, the VIP ticket holders are going to have lunch with a bunch of producers where they can ask questions. So if you want to buy that upgrade, buy it. It's a great deal. And we're going to be looking at your mindset and things like that on Sunday. And so that's the 3 days. It's designed to take you from point A to point Z in your acting business and change the way you're looking at your acting career right now. Oh, all right. That's it. And so there's a link to buy a ticket. If you haven't gotten your ticket, they are still $47. Probably they'll go up to 97. I keep saying that, but we have a lot of actors coming, and I want you guys to I want to change as many actors as I can, because if I change us collectively and how we think and what we do, then I change the entire industry. Can I pitch to producers on Instagram? Yes, Debbie, I have people do it all the time. David, I think LA is out of reach to me sometimes. Oh, David, it's totally not. Okay, thanks, Val. Another question. Is it annoying for CDs or other decision makers to receive pitches or reach outs through social media? No, it's not. You guys, sometimes that's the way you do it. If you're reaching out through social media, what I would generally recommend is that you build a relationship with them first. Like you like and share, because you can't really, you can't like and share what they're saying and comment on what they're saying. Like build a trust, build that before you go coldly, because if you're pitching, it's really hard. Like, first of all, if they have a very big following and they don't follow you, they're probably not even going to see the pitch, right? But like, it's also like a little startling when you can do a pitch more like an email pitch with a video. You can be more like, hey, we have not met, but my name is, and this is why I'm reaching out to you, right? So you can make that sort of request, and that breaks the ice a little bit more. But also remember that it's not about whether they like you or they call you in. It's about name and face recognition. Because if you do it enough, they will call you in, right? Because people call in the people they know. All right, you are so welcome, everyone. So if you would like to join us for the free challenge, it's free. It starts Monday. We would love to have you. Please sign up for it. Please go tell your friends, because we all get to know each other. I've done 2 of them already this year, and it's been like so inspiring and life-changing, not just for the actors that do it, but for me as well. And watching you guys make big ahas and change things and actually take action and get results. One of our clients has just told this great story today where she's not been well. She's been very ill, and she's still doing her TikToks about getting on a certain show. And she just had someone reach out to her. They created a doll for her, and they said that they are going to be her fan club to advocate for that show to hire her. Right. And so even though she was feeling sick and feeling bad, she was still showing up on TikTok, doing her TikToks, and it delivered for her. So there's this great motivational speech. I should get that video and I'll show it at the Game Changer, where the guy talks about so there's a book. It's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's a great book. And it talks about why we start a diet and we quit, or why we start, our acting career and quit, right? And it shows a fish jumping out of a bowl, right? And you think about so there's a great motivational speech about that. What makes a hero, a winner is the person that wakes up and doesn't want to go to the gym, but goes anyway. The person that's sick as a dog with a major illness that still does the TikTok video, right? A person that doesn't feel like it and doesn't feel like they are worthy and they're not that good of an actor, but they still do the pitch because they acted it like they are worthy, and they did it and they sent it. Right? Now, are there days where you should probably just go take a nap? Yes, there are. But I just wanted you guys to be clear that it's not always comfortable. Remember what I said, Brene Brown said, integrity is choosing courage over comfort. One time I had an actress get really mad at me. She wrote me this long email about, how dare I say that it's so easy, this getting an acting career. She's busted her ass to get all these credits on her resume, and who do I think I am? And I went, oh, she thinks fast means easy. It doesn't mean that. fast. It's just there's a faster way for you to get to where you want to get to. Because most of us are wasting time with things that aren't going to get us where we want to get to. So that's it. Join us for our challenge. It starts this Monday. Join us for the Game Changer. It's only a $47 ticket, and you get to pitch yourself to major producers and directors and writers and casting directors. We're putting together that list right now. And don't worry, you will get the list of everyone that's there. Even if you're not in their room, you'll get their list. So you can send them after the event. You'll get that on Monday after the event. Then, so you'll get their emails. Okay, who else does that? We're going to send you their emails. Now, there might be someone that we bring that doesn't want you to have their email. Then you can go find it yourself, which is fucking easy to do. That's what always gets you guys all upset. Well, how do I find their email? It's not that hard, y'all. Don't make it a big deal. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And Rosemary Thomas, yes. Confirm my registration. Sarah, can you confirm Rosemary Thomas's registration? You should have gotten, if you bought a ticket, you got an email. So if you did not get the email, it's in your spam or it's in your, what's it called, Sarah? The Google one is called promotions. It's in your promotions file. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you on Monday. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.